So, welcome to Season 11 Modern Touring Cars. They get to have a crack after their ancestors of the Group A era. Now, the interesting point about this championship tonight is the leaders. Once I get the tables up, I will let you know what the current standings are whilst everyone goes up for their outlaps here at Bathurst. So, currently the lead is as follows here in the championship standings. I will apologise for my voice. It's a bit of a cold, so the throat's not all there, so if I do stop talking, don't worry, I'm just probably getting a drink. So, Shadow Racing JCB overtakes Scooby G for the lead of this championship on 290 points, followed by Scooby G with 289, 1 point separating the leaders after 9 rounds and 18 races. Omega is third with 275 points, with Fraser fourth on 256. Jack TM53 Synopsis is 5th with 240 points, with NXTGEN in 6th, 171 points. Sandwalk 3 is in 7th on 144. NGR Royston is 8th with 128. Shadowstalker DBS is 9th with 103. Whilst Lead W07 is on 99 in 10th. Sliding Gas 28 is 11th with 94. NGR Martin is in 12th on 85. NGR Tim 78 is on 76. Whitford 0 is 14th with 53. Biller 007 is in 15th with 39, with a Hon GWBL in 16th on 27. Suzuki RMZ is 17th with 19. James Hunt 777 is currently in 18th with 15 points. Ropsk is 19th with 13 points, and Shockshaft is 20th with just 10 points to its name. So that's your championship standings so far. I'm going to quickly grab a drink of water. So we'll watch Shadow Racing JCB for a few seconds. So as we're following Shadow Racing JCB up the hill through Frog Hollow, let's have a look at the drivers tonight and the cars they are in. Shadowstalker DBS is in the Mercedes. Sandwalk 03 is in the McGann. It's going to be a few times on the board now. No, obviously some penalties. Shockshaft is in the McGann. Slider Gas is in the BMW. Interesting choice for around here. Shadow Racing in the McGann. Whitford is BMW. Fraser's McGann. Scooby G is McGann. NGR Martin is in a McGann. Lee W07 in a McGann. Jack TM53 Synopsis is in a McGann. NGR Tim 78 is in a McGann. Omega is in a McGann. And Ginge is also in a McGann. Ginge, obviously the reigning champion, if I remember correctly, from Season 10. Aye, NGR Ginge is currently the defending champion and probably won't defend it this year anymore. So we watched Shadowstalker DBS down the Conrod straight there. Get some times in then. NGR Fraser set to 2:16.2. Remember, these cars will be faster than the Sierra Cosworth we just had. Shadow Racing is 9/10 behind that, with NGR Martin 1.3 off the pace. Jack DM53 Synopsis is currently sitting in 4th with a 2:18.441. And NGR Omega 1984 is in 5th right now with a 2:19.4. Solid Gas goes up into 6th place there with the BMW at 2:21.2, with lead W07 currently running out the last of the people who have set a time on a 2:21.9. With 8 minutes and 50 remaining on the clock, and not a lot of time really around here. So you watch lead W come up towards the skyline. No one else really setting a time right now. Sandbox in the pits, there's Shadowstalker, there's Shockshaft. Hopefully one of these are coming to the end. There's NGR Ginge. Right, let's see if we can do this then. The quiet lap around Bathurst with your current championship leader, Shadow Racing JCB. Let's have a look. There we go, a lap of Bathurst with your current championship leader. It's not going to be a fast time, as I think we just let Fraser through. NGR Martin in 3rd there. Omega in 5th. Sliding gas there is currently 7th. Scooby G has now set a time, he's now 8th. But definitely looks to be quicker on this lap. Down the Conrod straight he comes, and up towards the chase, up the hill. He'll flick right. Either Sandwalk or Lee W there. Make sure he didn't get in the way. Scooby goes into the chase. Down towards Murray's. It's the brakes into Murray's. And across the line he comes. What time does he set? He goes second fastest with a 2 minutes 16.7. This man, though, is on yet another mission. Fraser after last week at Zolder. He took pole position. Did Fraser. Then he came second in the race after. A really good effort from him to put him in fourth in the championship right now. And it looks like yet again he's on a mission round Bathurst this time. In that McGann, he's really picking that pace out of the car and no one's sticking with him. Goes down to Murray's. I think that'll be the start of his current lap now. We'll be maybe looking to extend what he's already got here. As Whitford in the BMW yet to set a time. As is NXTGEN right now, they keep getting hacked away at with penalties from corner cutting, I would assume. Ginge hits the brakes into Griffin. Up towards the cutting then for the reigning champion. Up towards Frog Hollow. Into the wall at Frog Hollow. Goes on the curve to the left. Towards McPhillamy Park and down towards Skyline. Over the hill, into the S's. Almost into the wall on the S's. He now comes down to the Dipper. Through the Dipper he comes and he makes his way down towards Forest Elbow. He's just had his time invalidated again for Ginge. He's not doing well around here. Down the Conrod he comes. And Sandwell getting out of the way. Up. Over the crest. At the start finish line, he's going to have to go again because that lap time was invalidated. I'm going to slide a gas now. Sliding gas down towards Murray's. Time's up. Qualifying's over. Scooby G is not going to be on pole. Sliding gas comes across the start-finish line. Improves up to 5th place with a 217.288 there. Very nice driving from the BMW man. Someone there, see if we can find someone near the front of the lap. Shock shaft near the pits. Sergio going in the pits. Tim in the pits. Judging on the top of the hill. I'll watch Jack near the end of his lap then. Comes down towards Murray's. He'll be looking to improve on that 7th place. With the crest for the start-finish line here in qualifying 1. Doesn't improve. There's Ginge. Comes Fraser to cross the line. Can he extend his advantage at the top? No, he can't. Here comes Ginge. He hasn't set a lap yet. This is going to be crucial. With a little crest. Across the line he comes. Puts himself in 8th place out of Sandwalk 3. And Sandwalk takes it right back into 8th place. Fantastic driving from the McGann man. The final man on track right now is NGR Omega 1984. Currently 3rd. Can he find the pace to get up to Fraser, or will Fraser take another commanding pole position? He improves, but not enough to move even up to 2nd. So NGR Fraser takes another commanding pole position win. Here at Bathurst, Scooby G is in 2nd, 0.8 off the pace. Omega 3rd, Shadow Racing is 4th, Slider Gas is 5th. Martin is 6th, Jack Tim 53, so Novices is 7th, Sandwalk 3 in 8th. NGR Ginge is 9th, with Whitford 0, 10th. Lee W07 is in 11th, Shock Shaft is 12th, Shadow Stalker is 13th, and NGR Tim 78 rounds out the grid in 14th. So as we sync now for race 1 here at Bathurst with the modern touring cars. We are green here at Bathurst, and a jump start that is for Omega. That's going to ruin his race as we come up to turn 1. NGR Fraser. Omega's on the inside, looking to keep up to his 3rd place. Fraser keeps the lead coming out of hell, but he's got Scooby right there alongside him. Maybe he'll need to try and cut him off. He is now in front. Fraser keeps the lead out of turn 1. Oh, and that is carnage behind. Well, that means Sandwalk being pushed into the wall there. Whoever it was not pretty. Could have been Jack. Back up to the front now, up towards the cutting. Fraser still leads from Scooby, from Omega, from Slider Gas, from Martin, from Jack TM53, from Shadow Racing, who's up the inside of him right now. Shadow Racing looking to claim back 6th place, but Jack's still there on the inside. A bit of contact into the wall, both of them spin, and that is dangerously close. Yes, collection there by Sandwalk, just getting away with it, and Shadow Stalker very lucky there. That Sandwalk managed to put him in the right direction. Jack TM53 at the back of the pack now, with a lot of work to do. Oh, in the wall, that is for, I believe, Tim? Yes, it was. Back at the front, and Omega's now got ahead of Scooby. Fraser though with a 1.7 second gap. You happy with that one? Omega there in second, Scooby in third, Slightly Gas is up to fourth in front of NGR Martin now. Whifford in and Ginger managed to get up to 6th and 7th respectively. So good start from those boys. Look further behind, that's someone in the barriers, and that is Jack in the barriers as well. Shadow Stalker there in 12th. Tim in 13th. There's Lee W in 10th, and Shadow Racing is currently in 11th. Shockshaft there in 9th place. Be looking very interesting right now to see if he can make up any ground. Oh, interesting stuff at the back there. Is that Jack? No, it's not. That would be Shadow Racing going up into 9th place there. Fantastic stuff from him. And there was Lee W making a move on Shockshaft up into 10th. And that's NGR Martin now looking at this side of Slider Gas. Whifford and Ginge not far behind. Ginge always looks for a move there into Griffins. I will quickly excuse myself. I'll quickly grab a drink and sort myself out, and I'll be back in about a minute or so. So we keep watching this battle here between 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Apologies for that. As you can see there, Ginge has now made the move on Whitford up into 6th place for the defending champion. We'll be looking to keep going up the results. Jack is now up into 13th. And Shadowstalker just lets him through, blasts out the cones. Now, it'll be interesting now, as you look at the map, timings. Yeah, that's a 20-second penalty for Omega right now. So that would drop him into 12th place at the moment if he was to serve that. You just have to keep on racing. Find out what he's got, but Scooby G is there right now. His main rival, Shadow Racing JCB, down in 8th place. Rubbing the wall out from Omega. Over the skyline into the S's. Interesting lines from both, all very slightly different really. Watch Martin now. He has Ginge on the back of him and he's gradually closing up to Slider Gas for that 4th position. Ginge now looks like he could get a run in the next couple of laps here on Martin. Look, other battles here. Whitford now has Shadow Racing JCB on the back of him. Whitford won't give this up without a fight, I don't think, as he comes through the chase for the third time of 10. Through Murray's they come, down the main straight, and that is a penalty now for Scooby G. What sort of penalty has he got? He's now got a 28-second penalty for Scooby G, now a 1-second penalty for NGR Martin, as Ginge goes past Martin through hell. And up towards Griffin, then Slider Gas, the next man on Ginge's list then to get through, but that is massive. Scooby G has a 28-second penalty. I don't know how he's accumulated that much since the start. That is very impressive stuff. And that is going to lose him points to his championship rival Shadow Racing JCB. Into the wall he goes. So 28 seconds for Scooby G would put him on a plus 32 seconds, which would put him in 13th right now. As Martin loses out there to Whitford and Shadow Racing. So a mistake being made in the mountain section there for Martin, not exactly what he wanted to have. Ginger's there in 5th place. Down the Conrad trying to chase after Slider Gas. That is Whitford, and now Shadow Racing going down the inside of the flick right. It's going to give Whitford the inside for the chase though. He's going to try around the outside. Oh, just a little bit wide, but he's got the move down. That's a fantastic move there from Shadow Racing. Yo. But Shadow Racing gives it back. I think he's just been given a penalty. So that's the work undone then for Shadow Racing JCB. Back down to 8th, behind Whitford, behind Martin. These two about to get very close for 4th place. Here's your current leader, NGR Fraser, walking away with it right now. 2.8 the gap. He'll be into management mode on that gap. Neuro battles down the back of the field right now. They're all in the mid-pack here at Bathurst. Judging into the wall there through the left hand. No, not what he was looking for. As NGR Ginge goes down the Conrod, still chasing after Slider Gas. NGR Martin has Shadow Racing for company right now. And Martin has a penalty on. So that doesn't really help Martin at all. As Shadow Racing goes, tries to go around the outside, and Murray says not quite going to work. He's going to get squeezed on the outside. Not quite good enough for Martin there. He would have been better off trying, maybe. To get a switchback. Oh, he had a mental run coming out of there, but he just clips the back of Martin. Couldn't quite get that gap open. They come up now to the clearing. Through the clearing they come up Reed Park, through the Frog Hollow. Down to McPhillamy Park we come. That is a very wide line there from Shadow Racing. That's going to cost him a bit more time in his recovery drive here. The recovery drive for Jack is still sat in 12th. He's not made any ground up at all right now. Slider Gas though only has 7 over Ginge here. Remember, this is the battle, if in essence, for second, because the top two both have at least 20-second time penalties here. So this is going to be crucial right now for these two to have track position. So you go through Murray's for the final corner on the 6th lap. And through Hale on the 7th lap as Ginge runs a little bit wide. Now Scooby here. Still with his 28-second penalty. Up towards Griffin. What's just happened? I think Ginge just got a slowdown for running wide. But it's now Scooby and Slider Gas now battling it out for that 3rd position on track. Martin has disconnected, so he's going to be our first retirement of the night here in the modern touring cars. Over the hill they come then. Scooby just putting it a little bit of an advantage now, 1 second ahead of Slider Gas. There's Ginge. That makes it easy for Shadow Racing now, up to the 7th, and Jack up to 10th now as he's now past Shock Shaft. He's then got 5 seconds to lead W up the road, and he's got about 3 laps now to catch and pass him. Down the Conrod they come then for the 7th time tonight. Scooby still in that 3rd position on track, but right now he is running 38 seconds behind the leader, so he'll go down to 11th right now, and Omega with his 20-second penalty moving down to 7th at the moment. Oh dear, apologies for that. Oh, and that is slider gas in the wall, and this is the chance that Ginge wants. Oh, that was interestingly dangerous from slider gas. Trying to get the power down, not letting it, and almost spinning it into Ginge. Now this is going to be tight, because right now they are getting equally close to becoming out of that time window for that second place position from Omega. Omega's got that 20-second time penalty sat on for a jump start. So right now they need to be about 22.8 really in front, behind the leader, to really take advantage of it. But Whitford there with Shadow Racing still behind him. Lee W will have Jack on his tail quite soon. They come up towards the final laps of this race. Fraser's already on lap number 9. There's Rd10 78. Let's have a quick look at him at the back of the pack. Well done, sir, for continuing on. Really, really good effort, that. No, I think Tim deserves a round of applause. Just hanging around, getting points on the board. As is Shadowstalker again, not really having a brilliant race, but just getting around with points. That's all you need to do. Shadow Racing now has a penalty of 1 second there. So that makes things interesting between him and Whitford. And also between him and Omega, because Omega is... I would put Shadow Racing outside that window for Omega. So currently 6th place would be where Omega finishes with that 20-second time penalty. As we come on here, the penultimate lap at Bathurst. This is the main battle, as Ginge gets it a bit wrong through the S's and into towards the Dipper. Comes out down towards the Forest Elbow. Slider gas right on his tail. Out of the hairpin they go, and the McGann decks it. The BMW full throttle. Down the Conrod straight they come. Nose to tail they are. Coming down towards the chase. Into the chase they come for the 9th time. Down towards Murray's. Gap up ahead is slowly closing up, but I don't think Fraser's going to be too worried by it right now. As we go to the final lap for Ginge and slider gas. Jack already passed Lee W. Although Lee W looks to have got a run coming out of the final corner here. As they head on to the last lap of the race, Lee W goes round the outside. I think that was Jack letting him through. So this will be an interesting battle here to watch between Jack and Lee. Jack obviously having that incident with Shadow Racing earlier this race on lap number 1. As they come down, we will have a look now at Ginge and slider gas. Slider gas gets a bit of wheel spin out of the hairpin, and that's lost him a bit of time. Back to Lee and Jack. Ooh, a bit of a lock-up that I think from Jack, and Lee hitting the inside wall at the hairpin. That would have it. Oh, and the outside wall as they come into Frog's Hollow. Jack sideways into the wall. That is not what you're looking for. Hit the curb, all the way down over the hill, flick it left. You hear the brakes into the S as they come. There's Ginge, but we will focus on this man for the end of the lap. He has not had much TV coverage because he has got pole position. He's led this race from start to finish. He's done yet another Zolder into Murray's for the final time this race. He's set a new lap record here at Bathurst in qualifying. First time they've been around here, and NGR Fraser takes first position here at Bathurst with Omega in second, although time will tell whether that stays there as Shadow Stalker ends a lap down. Scooby G comes home third on the circuit, but here's the big but. Here comes Ginger across the line, and I think this will be second place for him. Yes, it will be second place for NGR Ginger. Third place for Slider Gas. Whitford will come over the line now. He claims fifth. Here comes Shadow Racing. He claims sixth. Sandwalk claims seventh. Here comes Jack. Will he claim eighth from Scooby? Yes, he will. Lee claims ninth. Scooby G losing places left, right and centre. Here comes Shockshaft. I don't think he's going to be taking it. No, he finishes in 11th. So Scooby G ends up in 10th place. Whilst Omega ends up in 4th. He's already finished. Oh no, that must be Tim that finished that down. My apologies. Here comes Shadow Stalker though around Murray's for the final time in race number 1. Up across the crest and across the line for Shadow Stalker to take home 10th place. Sorry, a bit more. Fraser comes home winning then at Bathurst with a 2:15.1 fastest lap, a brand new lap record for these guys around Bathurst, as it is the first time they've been around here. Ginge is second with Slider Gas third, Omega fourth, Whitford fifth, Shadow Racing is sixth, Sandwalk is seventh, Jack is eighth, and Lee W ninth. Scooby with his penalties are 10th. Shockshaft 11th, Shadow Stalker 12th, and NGR Tim is 13th with NGR Martin disconnecting. Omega there with 20 seconds worth of penalties. That jump start really did cost him, but Ginge and Slider Gas get a podium now, which will help with their championships. But Fraser is starting to take points out of the leaders here now. He is quite far behind in reality. Let's have a look how far behind he is. Going into this round, he was 34 points behind Shadow Racing now. Shadow Racing's finished 6th here, so that is some points taken out of him, but you need to get a lot more in the coming races in order to try and close the gap and even become a contender, really. So, interesting race 1. Very interesting race 1, really, from these guys. Fraser, an absolute unbelievable drive. Absolutely solid from start to finish. Potentially would have had a problem with Omega had he not had his jump start at the beginning. Yeah, the drivers chatting away with each other after that first race. So next up we have 5-minute shootout qualifying, followed by race number 2 here at Bathurst. So, as we wait for the next race to be set up and get going again, a few stats here for this championship. NGR Scooby and Omega are tied with the highest amount of victories in this series in history, with 10 each. Ginge has 8. Fraser now overtakes Jack with 6 wins compared to Jack's 5. Shadow Racing has 3 wins to his name with K's Cage 2. Bleak 55 has 2 as well, and Reach the Star has a win. Fraser now tops the table with pole positions, as he now has 11 after that current pole position he just claimed. With Omega on 10, Ginge has 9, Scooby G has 7, Jack 4, Bleak 3, Martin 2, Shadow Racing only the 1. Most podiums go to Scooby G though, with 17. So very interesting stuff there. And the amount of fastest laps also goes to Scooby with 13. Scooby 17 podiums and 13 fastest laps for him. So a very interesting combination there of table toppers. As we get underway now for qualifying 2 and race 2. So the 5-minute shootout begins, and as usual, a lot of people go out to start getting laps in. So here we go then, the shootout, which I reckon you're only going to get 2 laps. As long as you're quick out the pit lane. So this may well be a one-lap shootout, quite literally. As you watch Slider gas through the S's. Question is, 2 people are still in the pits. They might want to get going if they want to. Fraser and Tim, that they might want to get going soon if they want to get a time in. Who is the leader of the pack? Is Ginge the leader of the pack? He will get 2 laps here. And I fear Fraser's left it too late. Fraser's left this too late. He's only got 2 minutes and 9 on the clock. He can't get around this track in 2 minutes 9. He's blown his chance. But we watch NXTGEN. Go through Griffin up towards the clearing. I think it's cutting. I think it's the cutting. It's the cutting, not the clearing. Down the left hand, through the next left, and up towards McPhillamy Park. I need a drink, so I'm going to put you on board with Ginge on bonnet view for the rest of the lap, and enjoy this whilst I quickly sort myself out. There we go, as we come up to the chase then. Through the chase, Ginge comes and down towards Murray's for his qualifying attempt. He will get one more shot at this if he so desires. Goes up, crosses the line. He's going to have 9 seconds to spare. He's going to have to go again because his time was invalidated. So Shadow Racing currently has the time of 15.8. Fraser has now finished. So does this mean that Ginge is the only one then? So there's Shadow Racing. I think Whitford, so I think there's only 3 cars are able to keep going for another lap. There's QG with a 2:14.9. That's a new track record. I do believe for these guys, a fantastic effort that from Scooby G. Yeah, Shadow Stalker. Comes Jack with his attempt. What's he done? He's still at 2:16.7, which puts him in 4th currently. There's Omega coming round to finish his attempt. Oh god, I do try and mute this, but sometimes it doesn't always work. I do apologise for anyone who's some headphones in for that. As Omega comes across the line. He goes 2nd fastest at 2:15.8. So now it's up to these 3 drivers. Whereas Shadow's gone into the pit, so we've only got 2 more drivers then to come. Just locks up, goes slightly wide. We'll be pushing for a good grid position here. So NXTGEN there. NXTGEN going 8th quickest. Sorry. So your grid then for race number 2 is Scooby G is on pole position from Omega. Shadow Racing is 3rd. Slider Gas is 4th. Whitford Zero is 5th. Jack is 6th. Sandwalk 3 is 7th. Ginge is 8th. Lee W is 9th. Shockshaft is 10th. NGR Fraser is 11th. Shadow Stalker DVS is 12th. And NGR Tim is 13th. So then, as we get ready for race number 2 here at Bathurst, 10 laps again, all 3 green lights, and we are green here. Oh, and already a bit of contact there behind. There's Shadow Stalker. Got to get a look at that. Fraser gets past them both. Fraser up to 10th, and Slider Gas in that BMW up to 1st position. Omega's had a bad start, he's gone down to 4th. There's Shadow Racing up to 3rd. Scooby G has a bit of point making to make up here, but Slider Gas currently leads here at Bathurst in the BMW. Jack has stayed 6th. Fraser now up to 9th. Judge Inch is up to 7th from his 8th place grid start. There's Omega looking around the outside of Shadow Racing. That's not quite going to work there. In the wall is Scooby G though. And that will allow Shadow Racing and Omega through. Whitford will be on his tail now as we come up to McPhillamy Park. But Fraser has already done NGR Ginge and Sandwalk. Into the Essie, he's currently up to 7th from what was 11th, and that is Whitford gifting him position through the dipper. Up to 6th then for NGR Fraser. Into the Forest Elbow. Down the Conrod straight we come. Up towards the chase. Now Fraser has to chase down Jack TM53 Synopsis. There is Scooby G in 4th. Omega 3rd. Shadow Racing is 2nd. But this man, Slider Gas 28, will lead over the line for lap number 1 here at Bathurst. And that is Whitford, Ginge and Sandwalk all having a battle here for 7th. Sandwalk up the inside of Ginge, and that'll be a move complete. Slightly pushes Whitford off the road there. Now both of them under attack from Ginge. And Lee W is not far behind that. Ginge is going to look around the outside of Griffin, I think. As they hit the brakes. Now. Around the outside, not quite. Ginge has to try and come, gets back into towards the gap in front of Whitford. But up the front, it is getting very, very tight. Omega now has Scooby right on his tail. Slider Gas is starting to build up a bit of a train here on lap number 2. Very sideways that from Shadow Racing, and that should allow Omega around the outside, maybe. Not quite. Fraser now has a brilliant chance of potentially winning this race at the back, because these boys are just scrapping away and scrapping away, losing time constantly. Oh, and that's a hit into the barrier for Shadow Racing. That's going to cost even more time. Slider Gas starting to get away at the front now, 1.8 the gap. And Geoff Fraser still behind Jack, but maybe he's got a better run out of the Forest Elbow there. Straight into the wheel track, so we come up to the right handler here before we hit the chase. NGR Fraser then, still there, and that is Scooby looking to make a move, maybe not quite, fills the mirrors of Omega. Here comes Ginge. We're on board with Fraser right now. Looking at the back of Jack. Over the hill, down the mountain straight, and into Griffins they come. Hit the brakes. Oh, that's really late from Fraser. Pushing Jack through Griffins. Go through the cutting. Up toward Reed Park they go. Up towards the Frog Hollow. Downhill left, downhill left. Up towards McPhillamy Park. Oh, and both Jack and Fraser hitting the outside wall as we go through McPhillamy Park. Towards the skyline and into the S as we come. Through the Dipper. Down towards Forest Elbow. Flick left, flick right. Fraser just being earlier on the brakes here. Making sure the car gets slowed down. Doesn't make a mistake. We go down the Conrod. He knows that there's going to be chances soon. That's Omega looking down the inside of the flick right now. Down the Conrod, and that is Scooby on the grass on the other side to make this 3 wide as he hits one of the signs out the way. Oh, and that is all 3 of them off into the gravel. Oh, and that has forced Fraser off the road now. Making sure he avoids Omega coming back on the circuit. That is a little bit on the dodgy side. Oh, no, hello, who is this coming through? Shadow Stalker using the pit lane as a bit of a exhibition overtaking manoeuvre. That's brought everyone up together now. Oh, that was a bit close between Jack and Shadow Racing again. Jack and Fraser at the back there battling over that slipstream. So you come down towards Griffin. That was never going to work into the right-hander. And now Sandwalk has got past Jack TM53 Synopsis for good measure. And Fraser looking around the outside here of Shadow Racing. Has he made that stick? No. Into the wall they go. And Fraser is having some rotten luck at the moment. I don't think he's going to be too... Oh my word, that is Sandwalk. Oh! Almost collecting Fraser as his carnage up over the hill there. Omega still in second place from Scooby G there. 1.8 still the gap. And there's Shadow Racing with Ginge now up into the top 5. Jack is 6th, and Fraser is now 7th. A lot of work being undone there, and not really through any fault of Fraser's. Very, very unfortunate man that is Fraser this race on lap number 4. As they head down the Conrod for the 4th time. So, Shadow Racing in 4th there, getting away from Ginge in 5th, who has Jack and Fraser up his chuff for good measure. Down the mountain straight. Fraser's looking for a way past Jack here. He looks to the outside of Griffin. He has gone around the outside of Griffin, and that's a fantastic move from Fraser. And he isn't seriously going to try around the outside now. Ginge into the cutting, is he? Oh, he definitely thought about it. Looked to get him on the run up the hill, I think. Still looking around the outside, can't quite get it. Good positioning this from Ginge, but I don't think it's going to last very long with the way Fraser's going. He is absolutely storming along. Up into the S as they come for the 5th time, and almost in the barrier is Fraser. Side by side with Jack after that, but he keeps the position, and now he's got to work his way back up to Ginge. Bit wide that from Fraser, might not have got the power down as early as he wanted to there. Definitely see that in the difference in pace between Jack and Fraser. As we go up towards the front, because Slider Gas has been caught now by Omega and Scooby. BMW versus McGann. You head on to lap number 6 of 10. Let's have a quick lap of quietness and only the engine noise here from the roof of Scooby. Watch this battle unfold. I just need to quickly sort myself out, so I'll be back with you in a minute or two. So as you can see there, the move for the lead being completed as Slider Gas slid out of control over the mountain area. Scooby almost overtaking Omega down the Conrod. Go through Murray's for the 6th time of 10. Fraser is now past Ginge and Jack, so he's now going after Shadow Racing up in 4th place. He's currently 6.6 off the lead, and with only 4 laps to do it, he won't get that, but I think he may get up to Slider Gas here. The gap at the front though is closing, and it's closing in fast as they go through Griffin. Shadow Racing now having to defend right now from Fraser. Fraser looking around the outside here. Not quite going to work, I don't think. He'll try a different line though. Yes, he's managed to get Shadow Racing right where he wants him. He looks down the inside. I don't think Shadow Racing really saw him, so a bit of contact, nothing too vicious. Oh, and that is, yet again, oh my, oh flipping heck. Big crash at Bathurst, that's, oh my word. That is a massive, massive crash from Fraser there. At the top at McPhillamy Park. Through the S's they come. And Fraser literally goes flying yet again. It all started a little tap between him and Shadow Racing. And then everything else occurred after that. A big spin and nowhere to go for Ginge. Fires into Fraser, in which Jack nailed the back of Ginge. I believe it was shock shaft that Fraser tried to reverse back onto the circuit to get going again, and unfortunately didn't quite work. And caused another massive accident. That's Ginge with a track penalty, 1 second, yeah, as has Lee W behind him. So, interesting events then. Fraser having a massive accident, put down now into 10th, onto lap number 8 we come. The gap at the front, only 0.2 of a second, these two boys. Really scrapping it out. And as you can see, Omega not giving an inch of room for Scooby to even have a look to get back past him. Come into the Forest Elbow, down to the Conrod for the 8th time today, out of 10 for race number 2. And that is Scooby ahead now of Omega. Great run out of Forest Elbow. A fantastic move from Scooby to move himself up into first. And he's now taking more points out of Shadow Racing, who came into this night 1 point behind. Now he had a poor first race due to penalties, but he may well be able to pull some of those back in this race. Fraser has now got past Shockshaft up into 9th place after carnage at the top of the hill. Oh, and Scooby, I think, with a slowdown penalty into hell, has now let Omega back past. Up the hill they come, down the mountain straight towards Griffin. Into Griffin they come, look how close they get through Griffin. Not quite touching the bumper yet, but very close enough. Scooby looks to the outside of the cutting. Takes a different line in, trying to get a switchback. I think he just clipped the wall there. Let's go up, over through Frog Hollow. Down to the left hand and up towards McPhillamy Park. Flick right, flick left. Flick right again through the dipper. We come. 8/10's now the gap, so maybe Scooby's charge is now over. But this man, Ginge, has now gone back a position. He's lost one to Lee W, and they're both fighting over this for track position because they both have a 1 second penalty. Fraser also has a time penalty of 1 second. Sandwalk has a 25 second penalty. Not what he was looking for there, I don't think. There's Whitford running around in 5th. Shadow Racing there in 4th, slightly gas, and Scooby and Omega there battling it out for the first place position. Well, quite spread out at the moment after a few bits of carnage. Lee W07. Ginge all over the back of him. Oh, and Ginge! He's gone. He spun it into the chase. That hasn't given him any more of a penalty, but it brings Jack TM53 Synopsis into play with the penalty that Ginge has. As we now watch Omega with Scooby G quite literally pushing him up the hill. Through the hairpin they come on this, the final lap of the race. Scooby looks to the outside, Omega gets it covered. They go through the right, through the left. Through Frog Hollow, down towards the left-hander. Almost identical lines, a bit wider that from Scooby as they come into McPhillamy Park, a wider line in from Scooby G. He has a glance into the S's, decides better of it, through the S's we come. For the final time in this race, can Omega hold on through the dipper? Oh, and that's Omega into the wall. Into Forest Elbow, and Scooby G has made the move. Scooby G has made the move. Into the Forest Elbow. They were side by side coming out, but Scooby G just has the advantage. Onto the Conrod straight we come now. Up towards the flick right we come. Omega looks around the outside now. If he can make that stick, that will be impressive. They start to tangle, start to move to the right, or to the left of the screen as they come up towards the chase. Through the chase they come. Scooby G has just done enough there. Down towards Murray's for the final time tonight. Scooby G comes through Murray's, no problem whatsoever. And to win race number 2 here at Bathurst, it's going to be NGR Scooby G, closely followed by NGR Omega 1984. A fantastic battle for the lead there, right to the end. As Slider Gas 28 now comes across the line for a 3rd position, his 2nd podium of the night in that BMW. Shadow Racing JCB is about to come across the line now in 4th place. A great result for him. Here comes Whitford 0 across the line in 5th. Behind them, Lee W with Jack TM53 Synopsis right on his tail. And NGR Ginge. NGR Ginge actually got ahead of Lee W. So a 2-second penalty there for Lee W. Is that 26 seconds for NGR? Yes, NGR Fraser has a 26-second penalty. This shot of this Fraser. Here comes Shadow Stalker DBS. Down to the 90 left. Up towards the line in 11th place. A fantastic race for him. More points on the board. Sandwalk 3 comes across the line now in 12th place. Don't want to do that. Here comes Tim. He's not going to be finishing last. He's going to finish 12th, I think. Great race. So, the final results of race 2 here at Bathurst Mount Panorama. Scooby G wins the race from Omega by 0.4 of a second. Slider Gas takes 3rd with Shadow Racing 4th. Whitford is 5th, Jack 6th. NGR Ginge is 7th, Lee W is 8th, Shock Shaft is 9th, Fraser is 10th, Shadow Stalker comes home 11th with Tim in 12th, and Sandwalk 3 rounds out their complete list of runners. So next week, actually the next race for these guys, because I don't know if they're going to be on a week break next week. The modern touring cars after tonight, round number 11 will be held at Alton Park Island circuit. So that'd be a very interesting one with the different mix of cars here. So Alton Park is the next round of this championship, but tonight at Bathurst it's Scooby G and Fraser who take the wins. Fraser having a massive accident. Hopefully the team will get that car repaired for Alton Park Island. Down in 10th there. Yeah, that's a phenomenal bit of racing. A good battle to the end there for the leaders. Cracking effort from all the boys at NXTGEN tonight. Potentially, next thing here will be the Genetic Juice, maybe on the Friday. I'm yet to have complete confirmation of that. But if you're around Friday, that is definitely one to watch. But from the modern touring car drivers here at Mount Panorama, we bid you all farewell.